I hope you guys don't mind the Quake gameplay playing in the background here. Just wanted to switch things up a little bit, spice things up on the channel. But I just wanted to talk about something that doesn't really revolve around any specific title. We're not going to be talking specifically about Call of Duty or Battlefield or even Rainbow Six. Nothing in particular. I just want to talk about microtransactions as a whole. I think back sometimes to games that were from a very long time ago, obviously. Games like Super Mario 64, or some of the Tony Hawk titles in the series, or even some of the Need for Speed games. Games that you'll be playing on the Nintendo or GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox in the very early days. And I think back to how you would view these games. How you would determine whether you want to purchase this game, if you want to put $60 into this title, or if you would pass. And I think the main thing that people looked at back then were things like gameplay or replayability, how many times you would be able to play this title. Or, some of the features, the content in the game, if it's enough content to keep you interested, the storyline, how fun the multiplayer is. It's a lot of things that you can pick out to determine if a video game is good or not. It's a lot of things that you can actually view for it. But then you skip ahead, and we're now in 2019. The age of amazing video games, let me tell you. And we have games like, let me use Call of Duty Modern Warfare as an example. I'll just toss that one out because that's probably the most recent and talked about title right now in the community. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare is coming out, and there's still one thing that people want to know about. They want to know about the microtransactions. They want to know whether these microtransactions will destroy the game or if the game will pass. There's even YouTubers who are saying that the game is awesome. Gameplay-wise, it's so solid. The features are perfect. Content is there. It's a great game. But even they say if the microtransactions are bad, that will automatically kill it. The game will be dead. And that's crazy because if you think about it, if the game is that good, if the qualities are there, it should be a great game. You should be able to play it. But microtransactions have evolved and have become so bad, like a mold, that it's almost disgusting. You don't even want to look at some of these games with some of the practices that they add into them. So people completely overlook all the good gameplay. These devs could put their hearts into these titles. So much time and effort. It's a craft to make these games. It's not like they just poop these games out. It's a craft. It's a skill. Just like a musician or even a YouTuber. I'll toss that out there as well. We love it. It's our passion. We enjoy doing this stuff. And that's the same thing for a game designer. They love making these games. It's what they enjoy doing. But consumers will completely look past all the fine details that they did for their title just because the microtransactions are bad in the game. It's crazy. It's really actually crazy nowadays if you think about it. Like, seriously, games are all about the microtransaction practices now. I mean, even take 2K as an example. Now, I don't want to get too into this because I've been hearing both sides about the whole 2K situation with their My Team and the commercial and how they added in slot machines and stuff. Even though I heard that the slot machines you can only use if you win a game, so it's not like you can put money in and you can play the slot machines. It's only if you win a game, so it's not like paid to win or anything, or gambling, I guess, even though it is a strange thing to add into a rated E game that's focused on basketball. It's slot machines and basketball. I don't know. I guess that's just how they want to take the direction of 2K. But even still, they're still pushing these packs that you have to purchase like crazy. These packs are going absurd, and it's just a huge, huge issue going on in this community right now. It's actually an uproar. People are really pissed off about what they saw in that commercial or trailer that they had on YouTube for 2K. It just even more proves my point about these microtransactions. But I honestly feel bad for these devs. Like, seriously, all the work that they put into these games, all the time that they slave into these titles, just completely being overlooked because the head honcho is putting in all these horrible mechanics to make them some more cash. But that's just what gaming is nowadays. It's a business. At the end of the day, they're going to want money, and microtransactions triple their profit. Gives them billions of dollars that they can work with. So I guess in the good way, it helps because that money can help fund a much better title. But let's be honest, these games, they're not even getting insane upgrades. I can't tell that they made $1 billion from the microtransactions. I can't tell it's not making my experience any better. The game is just coming with less content, the same graphics, and just a crappier experience. Even though Modern Warfare is looking outstanding so far. I'm not saying that specifically about Modern Warfare. When I was saying that, I was kind of thinking about Black Ops 4, so just so you guys know that when I was saying that. But regardless, microtransactions have taken over, and it will completely destroy what these devs are intending for their title. Something that they wanted to be fun, like back in the day. Something like Super Mario 64. Something that was supposed to be a fun experience. Something that you could sit down and have tons of fun and play it over and over and over again. And gamers have a right to be angry about microtransactions. It's not like you shouldn't be angry about this, especially if you've been gaming for a while like me. We've seen games without microtransactions. We've played them like that. That's how they begun. When we were playing games, well, me specifically when I was a little kid playing games, I know a lot of people were probably young adults and are adults playing titles like that, but me, I was a little kid, I was playing games like this. I never had an issue like that. You would buy a game, everything was there, and you played it, and you had a great time. So, it kind of sucks having that ripped away from you. You know, having all of that stuff that you used to get. All the content that you see in these games nowadays, like Black Ops 4, you would have had all of that back in the day. Before microtransactions for these titles and loot crates were even a thing. Before these online stores where you can easily pass over your credit card information and buy anything pretty much digital content over the internet. You know, things like that, it's so convenient nowadays. Back then, that wasn't an issue. You never had those things. So all that content that you see in these games like Black Ops 4 now, that would have been in the game back in the days. That would have been in the title. All of this stuff would have been already out. It seems like they're almost, you know, they make the full game, but they take away a lot of content out of the title before they release it. And then later on, they release that content, you know, patch after patch, and slowly add it back in to make it a complete game. These games are being made half-assed, like they're not even a complete title. It's kind of disrespectful, but like I was saying, for a gamer, it sucks. You know, we didn't have this stuff before. We were playing games without any of these things that were, you know, mentally blocking our fun experience with the game. You know, I don't want to see a digital shop trying to sell me overpowered weapons for my Call of Duty title. I don't want to really deal with all of that stuff. You know, I just kind of buy Call of Duty so I can have fun. Like back in Modern Warfare 2, you know, I bought Modern Warfare 2, and I bought it so I can play with all the weapons, and I could play on all the maps. And yes, there were DLC maps, but all the content was there. The camos were in the game. You unlock the camos, that's it. You know, you unlock the weapons, that's it. It was nothing that you could pay money to earn towards. You know, Call of Duty 4, same thing. All the weapons and camos were there. You just unlocked them. You know, where's all that stuff? Why is that no longer a thing? Why is everything purchased nowadays? It sucks, man. It really does suck that businesses have to make this cash. You know, obviously it's never going away because it makes them so much money. And I guess this topic is kind of worn down, and honestly probably nobody even cares about microtransactions anymore. I feel like everybody has already accepted their fate when it comes to microtransactions, which I highly don't think you should. If we complained enough, or if anybody revolted enough, they would change it. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, no platform has a big enough voice to, you know, change that. Maybe musicians or something like that with billions and millions and billions of fans could do something like that. But YouTubers and content creators and stuff like that, the people who, you know, play these games and, you know, don't like this stuff, we don't have a big enough voice to change any of that. That's not in our power to do. So I guess I'm just kind of on here complaining about something that'll never change. So it's whatever, but deep down, it's messed up. It sucks, and it's sad to see that games nowadays are judged off of what digital content is going to be put into them. No longer will games be judged by how great the game is or the gameplay that's in it or how much well, yes, obviously how much content, because, you know, that's going to be paid to win as well. But it's sad to see how people view video games. Now, I can only imagine when I get older, when it's like 10 years later and I have children that are already grown up, what are they going to be looking at when they're playing games? What are they going to be playing? Are they going to only be able to, is it just going to be a huge digital store when they're playing games? Are they going to have any titles that won't have microtransactions, or will their game completely be made out of microtransactions? I'm very curious to see. I can't wait to find out. But thank you guys for listening to me rant. This topic only really came up because I saw a comment on my last video that kind of just brought this to my attention, and it really actually made me think a little bit deeper into the topic. So thank you so much for the comment, for the guy who sent that. Thank you so much. I didn't want to put it up because I don't know if you wanted me to show your name or not, but thank you for bringing that up. I thought it was pretty cool, and I enjoyed talking about it today. But if you enjoyed the video and you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. You can also hit that bell notification button to be notified on all my recent uploads. Also, I will be streaming later tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to catch me playing some Call of Duty 4, you can always tune into my Twitch channel as well. That's over on twitch.tv/JbowenDaMan. And if you just want to catch me chatting, you can always find me on Twitter at JbowenDaMan as well. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.